I wonder sometimes, I wonder if I was wrong. It's from Miguel. Yeah.
I wonder sometimes why guys go on this damn show. If you've ever seen this show, Pineapple Show, I wonder sometimes why guys make a damn fool of themselves on this damn show. Let's talk about it. So yeah, the Pineapple Show is this show, if you haven't seen it, where guys go in and shoot their shot at these so-called desirable women. Yeah, most of them are, are lookers. And you know what? In this day and age, it's so. I said in a previous video, Instagram changed the game as far as vanity, as far as our standards of beauty. It's really nothing to see a beautiful woman, and there's so many different categories. There's so many women that fit certain molds. See, women are more interested for the most part in the admiration and adoration of other women. Okay, so they are prone to emulate other women and um, fit into a box. So a lot of them, there's certain categories. Women can pretty much, you can look at a woman and find legions of women that look like her. Another woman that's a so-called influencer, and then you're gonna find legions of women that follow that prototype with the, whether it be the nails, the hair. That's why I love a woman that is versatile, a woman that is natural beauty, a woman that is just different. I like them. What Wayne said in a song, Lil Wayne said in the song, "I'll be with them different hoes. I mean them different hoes." And I like that. That's me. But anyway, I digress. But yeah, this show, I don't know why men would subject themselves to this type of embarrassment of yourself. This dude right here, I'm just gonna go through these clips real quick. Not gonna take long. Just show you the, just compare and contrast. First of all, again, I wouldn't go. A player wouldn't go on this show. My ass wouldn't go on this show unless I was paid to. You know, you'd have to pay me to go on this show because you automatically put yourself at a disadvantage. Now I know there's other platforms and other schools of thought where guys say you shouldn't cold approach at all. I don't believe in that, especially if you live in a certain type of lifestyle. You got to shoot your shot. I know when I was living the life of a Mac, a traditional Mac slash pimp gigolo type, you got to shoot your shot. Now I got chose on quite a few times, quite a lot. More often than not, I actually position myself, whether it be how I look or my status or my position, to where I would get chose on. And I knew I would get chose on. But sometimes a woman is going to give you a few choosing signals, and then you got to follow through and approach them. But that's another story. It's another topic for another day. But this automatically puts you at a disadvantage. This, you're shooting your shot at her, and she knows that you're coming on the platform, and so you'll see if you watch this show, you automatically um, put yourself in a position to where she's putting you under the lamp of scrutiny, as if you were as if you were in an interrogation room. That's never how you want to be. You never wanted to be to where she's asking you the questions and putting you on the defensive. It automatically just doesn't look good. You want to be able to dictate the situation. You want to be able to have an answer for what, be able to control the situation to where you can control the dialogue. You have an answer. That goes for in matters of love or matters of relationships and in this situation. And that goes for matters of business. When it comes to matters of business and negotiation, you want to be able to, if you're cold calling on a prospect, you want to have your ducks in a row. You want to have some research so that you have your questions in line, you have your answers and your rebuttals in line, and you're not in a position where you're caught off guard and your mind begins to race and you just don't have a good answer. That's what this pineapple show shows you half the time, most of the time. Very rarely do I see a guy come on the show and do things the right way. This guy is singing to this lady, Dominique Danielle, and she's going along with it. She's a gamer, but I guarantee you she's already automatically put this dude in a box. Joe Blow, he is a regular Joe Blow. He's put himself in a box. She would never take this guy seriously. And I'm not saying there's not a point to where if he's a talented singer, which I listen to him, he doesn't sound that good. He doesn't sound anything spectacular. He can hold a tune. But I guarantee you, she's automatically put him in a box. There's not she's not fawning. She's not that singing to a woman, especially off bat. That's not going to be an entryway into her stratosphere. That's just that's not charming. But let's move on. Let's go to this next little clip.
How old are you?
32.
Oh, damn.
Wow.
I was guessing a little bit older, but I think it's because you don't have no hair. No disrespect to you.
Nah, it's all good.
I'm just being honest. I'm just being honest. The truth will set you free. How old are you?
So yeah, again, a prime example of putting yourself at a disadvantage. Okay, know thyself. This is a prime example of knowing yourself. Okay, you're coming on the show, and the show is primarily, and women are initially vain. We base things on vanity. Men and women do that. I mean, that's just natural. The natural attraction, especially when you don't have anything else to go off of. You're meeting on camera. Most of the time, you got to know angles and stuff. Women are masters of angles and lighting and stuff like that. They know about that type of stuff. Guys, we don't know that type of stuff. He looks like he's actually probably a handsome guy. He probably could get away with approaching her in person. He probably probably looks like he's a handsome guy, but he's bald headed for one thing. That automatically cuts off. A lot of women like bald headed men, but then there are legions of women who don't like that. That automatically kind of puts you in a box. You have to know that. Again, you have to know thyself. And it doesn't look like he's at a good angle. Again, going on these shows, you're on your webcam. Webcams aren't flattering to especially the guys. They aren't flattering to anybody, but they are flattering to guys, especially if you don't know your angles, you don't know the lighting, things like that. And again, going on this show, it puts you at a disadvantage to where she can basically clown you. You're on the defensive going on a show like this, and bam. And she automatically, and I don't know. I didn't see the rest of this clip. I don't know if he was able to recover from that. But yeah, man, you just got to know yourself, man. I don't know why. Again, the overall thing, I don't know why guys would go on this show. And watch this clip. This one is pretty funny.
I'm ready to take you out, though.
Oh my goodness.
Fine.
Put your money away.
I'm ready.
Man, put himself in a trick bag already. He don't even realize it. Showing how lame he is. Okay, and these are the type of things that guys feel like they have to resort to going on this show, because it's such a disadvantage you make yourself, if this is what you want to do, you make yourself have to do these type of antics, and you put yourself in a trick bag. And she wasn't impressed by that. She's amused by it. She's not impressed by that. And why would you put yourself in the trick bag? You first impressions of everything. You put yourself in that trick bag, you can't get out of that. She may, a woman may entertain you, but now you started off like that. That's how you're gonna continue. You have to maintain it, and that's just not good. Again, this show shows you just the sign of the times that we're at right now. With guys feel like they have to resort to these outlandish antics, and women are up for it. Women are up for it, and but the good thing is, if you are different, if you govern yourself accordingly in a different manner, in a manner of a MACK. What is a MACK? A man, aptitude, charm, and knowledge. You govern yourself accordingly. You can stand out easily. It doesn't take a whole lot to separate yourself from the pack. Don't put yourself in a trick bag. Understand what situation you're in. Be very self-aware. Understand that you can't get every woman in every situation, but you can get any woman given the right situation. Understand that. You can't get every woman in every situation, but you can get any woman depending on the situation. You have to understand that. What that means is, I'm not in a position to get. Now we'll just say, Beyonce is a universal standard of beauty. I don't want to say her, really don't want to say her, because she's a married woman. But think of anybody who's a single desirable woman. Me or anybody right now as a regular guy, so-called regular guy, you can't expect to just shoot your shot and find yourself, DM her and find yourself in her company. But if you were to work yourself into an A&R executive position to where you guys are peers, you guys are working together, she's coming to you for management, she's coming to you to make a deal, you have just upped the ante and multiplied your opportunity to become someone that she may pursue, or someone that you could pursue and actually have a shot with. I hope I'm making myself clear on that. Anyways, this show is just it's funny, it's entertaining, but it's sad. So this is the last clip I'm gonna show. Let's talk about this. This is real quick.
I wouldn't date you, honestly.
You wouldn't date me.
I would just hit, honestly. That's it.
Let me play it again.
I wouldn't date you, honestly.
You wouldn't date me.
I would just hit, honestly. That's it.
That's
I would just,
so rude.
I would just hit.
But it's not like it looks like I want to be with you either. You know what I'm saying? So
You're just trying to play me
wrong.
right now. You're just mad. You just pineapple. Kick me out of here.
Yeah, pineapple.
Now, if you're gonna go on a show like this, if you were to go on a show, this actually is the best way to approach it. He's probably had the best approach to a woman like this on a show like this. She's actually kind of turned on by that. I guarantee you. In the right situation, of course, on this show, she's gonna dismiss him. Pineapple, if you don't know, pineapple means dismissed on this show. In real life, he would actually have a shot with that type of approach. It depends on and then it depends on the setting, the surroundings. And if she's with her friends, she may feel the need to prove something. But he kind of hurt her. He probably kind of hurt her feelings a little bit. she had to explain herself, and that made her a little salty. But then that would make her a little intrigued. We know um, women like so-called assholes, but really it's just his honesty. Uh, they like honesty. They like brutal honesty. Um, Honestly, this is the best way to approach or to deal with a woman like this in this situation. He basically kind of read her value, in that because women like to play on men's insecurity. They love to prey on weakness, and then when you can turn the table on them, it's either going to escalate to where, okay, then she'll show her true colors, or she'll show her character, and you'll just be able to make a exit. She escalates it to where she gets belligerent and ugly. You let that go, but then it's very possible she may work to prove her value, and that's going to work to your advantage, to where she's going to work so hard to prove her value. She's going to work You're going to be able to work your way right into her bedroom. Let me tell you a quick story, then I'll let you guys go. Prime example of this: there was a woman long long time ago in a work setting that I was in, and she was a top dog. She was an alpha female. She was a woman. And it's kind of funny looking back now, because hindsight gives you so much more clarity. I was probably like 20, 21 in this work setting. She was 33. Now that I'm past that age, I realize how much more growing someone that's 33 has to do. At that time, I thought she was the epitome of womanhood. Now I realize she still was. She still had her areas of growth, and you never stop growing no matter what age you're at. Anyway, she it was kind of like this situation. There was another female in that work setting that was a younger alpha dog, right? That I had pursued and that I had conquered, basically, so to speak. And everyone knew it. And that put me in a position to where I had my pick of the litter. Once I was able to tackle and conquer the alpha female, and it was apparent that she was so smitten by me. I had her, and it was obvious. And then that ran its course. Of course, we I couldn't be. It was obvious that I couldn't be tamed, and she wasn't game for that, of course. And um, we just let that play out. We both realized that it wasn't gonna go past what she wanted it to, and it just wasn't the right situation. So we let that go, and we did kind of still linger with each other for a while, and then just it phased out. But anyway, that was still my jacket, that I had conquered the big dog in this work setting. Uh, and then there's a big dog as far as the youngers, and then there was this older lady who was an alpha dog, but she was again, she was older, and so she was just kind of at a different level, if that makes sense. And her and I would interact on a very professional level, just on a professional, friendly level. But I kind of mentioned something to her that challenged her insecurity, as far as there was a lot of comparisons to her and this female that I had, the younger alpha female that I had conquered. There's a lot of similarities in their looks and how they carried themselves, and I mentioned that. And again, women are very competitive, and so for some reason she felt offended by my comparison of those two, and that challenged her insecurities, or that challenged her ego, however you want to put it. And so from the moment that I compared this older lady to this younger alpha female dog. It just it just turned the tables. Like it was not even a thought. Like as cocky and as confident as a young man that I was at that time. You couldn't tell me that I couldn't pull anything at that time. As cocky and arrogant as I was, to think that she would be after me. And by the way, as an aside, and I'm not proud of this, as an aside, she was married to a guy that worked there in that same center. And that's a whole nother story. That's just scandalous, and that's actually petty. And um, um, I'm not proud of that at this point, because me and this dude actually were cool. We sat up in front of each other and we hacked me and we kiki it up and stuff like that. And I'm eventually got to the point where I was fucking the shit out of his wife in his house. Just dangerous, just young and stupid shit. I'm sitting up laughing with this dude. We joking and stuff. And this was a hard working brother, good looking dude, man. A lot of females was checking for him. And he was, of course, he was older. They was in their 30s, had a life together, or kids and everything. A whole real life together. And she seemed like a woman of just a woman. I can't even describe it. Like she was just a woman. And a lot of us guys, young guys, would sit around and be like, "Oh yeah," she just talked about how unattainable she seemed. And it just so happened that her and I would have like lunch around the same time, so we would just interact with each other. And she was just nice, and she was in management, and so it was just her job to kind of talk to us subordinates or us workers and just kind of tap in. So I never thought anything could ever happen between us. We were just, I'm just a cool dude, so I figured, she likes me as just as some cool, cool young guy, make her laugh a little bit. I never expected, but once this one particular time we were having dialogue, and again, it was office news, center news that I had been with this highly desirable young girl, and for some reason it just kind of came up as a topic, and when I compared her to her, that kind of shook her confidence and shook her ego and played on her insecurities. And I don't know why. Again, we do know women are competitive, but once I did that, man, that did something to her. And for some reason, she felt the need to prove something to me. And from that moment on, I had my way with her. It was shocking to me, but it was very telling. It taught me a valuable lesson of how women nature is. And at first I tried to play it cool. It was just strange to me that she would, that from that moment on, she made it a point to try to be in my company. And then eventually it didn't take probably a week or two after that encounter that we started fucking. It was weird. It was, even to this day, I look back fondly of it, because it was probably one of my, I wouldn't say my greatest conquest, but it was one of my most shocking and surprising. I didn't expect it. But it taught me a valuable lesson about female nature. I guess she felt the need to prove that she was on par or better than this young female dog. That she was a older female dog, alpha dog. I'm sorry, that was a force to be reckoned with, and she was. Oh boy, and in all fairness, the old dude, like I said, he was a hard working dude. He worked there, and then he had a actual career. That he worked at my job just part time, just to get some extra funds, and he had an actual career that he would go to, and he made bread, man. But he was a hard worker, Unfortunately, it's hard to satisfy a woman and be able and still be the breadwinner. And I guess he neglected some of his duties, and I came in I was the young strapping whatever. And I was fucking shit out of her, man, on a daily basis, almost on a daily basis for a while. Shit, it got to the point she was sneaking out the house to come see me, sneaking me in the house. Some occasions, I was just stupid because this dude could have just and been well within his right to, if he ever was to catch me, he'd been well within his right to put me in the ground. And then, I mean, looking back, I couldn't be mad about it, you know. But yeah. Point is you want to put yourself at an advantage. You don't want to. Going on a show like this is just it just baffles me, but it's entertaining. But I just wanted to touch on that, man. This is your buddy, your pal, your friend, your teacher, your guide, ABW. Like, share, subscribe, comment. I appreciate all that, man. I want to keep putting out this content and just giving my view on the dating world, share my knowledge and experience from a different perspective, man. From a guy who's seen it all and done it all, and help some of you young guys out, man. Some of you older guys too, man. And stop the simping, stop the man. Get on your purpose for one thing. Put yourself in an advantage. Put yourself in a position where you don't even have to go on shows like this, unless you just are amused by it. Some of these guys look like they just are amused by it. Some of these guys just look totally clueless, man. Know thyself. That's the theme for this video. Know thyself. All right, man. That's it. Peace and blessings.